Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Paige, this is Seeking Alexandria, and this is my hair. Oh my good lord, she has got some problems today. So today is, tonight is shower day, which means that, my hair is at its most wildly uncontrollable state, and oh my god, it is, so frizzy, and just, Paige, it's like you get both fingers right up your ass because this just looks that bad. So anyways, on to happier subjects. You guys, whoosh, we have got some stuff to talk about. We have the Smashbox Photo Strip Highlight Palette and Photo Strip Eyeshadow Palette. These are 22 bucks a piece. They were released at Sephora a couple weeks ago, maybe a week or two ago. I've had them in my bin. But do you think I've had 5 seconds to turn on the camera and actually film them? No, because all these other new things just keep coming out. These people are trying to kill me. But basically what you get here is, what are these? There's 10 powder shadows and then there's 5 highlights. That's what was screwing me up. I'm like, wait a second, I'm holding the wrong one, and I just screwed my whole face up. This matches my face. I put on, okay, disclaimer, I was listening to Dave Ramsey this morning, and then this was me with my bronzer, just and then just thinking about what he was saying, and before I knew it, I was tan, and spoiler alert, I'm not a tan person, so oops. But anyways, we are going to talk about these. Now it says on the back here, get your fill or refill on. These 10 velvety powder eyeshadows are everything you need to highlight and brighten the eyes. Use this palette alone or pop it into your Master Class Create and Transform palette to maximize your makeup. Now, I'm assuming these could go with another palette. I'm not really sure. Again, I haven't dealt with this yet. I just realized that I hope this isn't broken because lately everything I've been getting is broken. That's great. Okay. Photo Strip Eyeshadow Palette. Okay. So it's literally, oh, I love this packaging. That's really cute. How the hell do you open this thing? Oh, okay, you just got to be smarter than what you're working with, Paige. You just got to open the little door. It's not that hard. All right, now, these are the shades. Okay, all right. I like this. There's a lot of, basic colors on here that I'm not sure if I'm going to love, not going to lie. But we're going to swatch this, obviously. I mean, that's kind of what we do here, except I don't do it on camera, which, by the way, can I say thank you to all you lovely folk out there that are like, hey, I love that you don't, swatch, on camera, because seriously, you guys, I hate swatching on camera. I hate it. And I was afraid when I first got on YouTube, one of the very, okay, let's just stop for this, 1 second. Well, one of the first videos I watched right before I literally launched my own channel was a video in it where this guy, I don't even remember who it was that was swatching, but he got so much shade for not swatching on camera. Everyone was like, you're a liar, you're a this, blah, 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 there's no way for us to know that those are real, and blah, blah. And I mean, it was ridiculous. And I'm like, are you kidding? People honestly care that much if you swatch on camera. And as I'm going into my channel going damn it, I don't ever want to swatch on camera. That shit is boring. It's one thing if you're swatching I don't know, a 2-hitter, oh, there's it's a bronzer blush kind of thing, and there's 1, 2, 3 or something like that. That's fine. But I would never swatch all of this on camera oh my god, this one's so creamy and pink. Oh my god, this one's gold. Oh my god. Oh, seriously? I can't live. So anyways, these are the highlights. Let's get back on track here, Paige. It looks like, again, you get 5 shades, and it has that same lift up thing, I'm assuming, right? Yep, okay. So same lift up, and then these are your shades. These are kind of pretty. They don't look overly glitzy glammy. So let me go ahead, let me swatch all these. Of course, we do it off camera because that's how we roll. So I'm going to do that, and then we will get to putting them on the face, and we will evaluate if these are worth $22. Are they good? Are they garbage? Let's kind of dive in. Alright, so I went ahead, I swatched all of the shadows here, and then I did the 5 highlights on the back of my hand, and I definitely have some opinions so far. Basically, and I'm going to show you a couple of these pans because I think that they will best kind of demonstrate what I'm talking about, but as I was swatching, and again, when I swatch, I make sure that it's even with each swatch, so it's if I feel like it's not super pigmented, I might do a 1, 2, 3, or if I feel like it's a one swiper, like a lot of Natasha Denona's, I can literally swipe once and it's full of pigment. pigment. So anytime I kind of try to keep that part of it even, and these are shadows, and this happened in my other Smashbox videos where I did that little trio palette for the Christmas set thing, and it happened there too, so I definitely want to address it. As I swatch through these, they are very creamy, but they're almost creamy to the point where they are crumbly. When I swatch them and go to put them on my arm, and maybe I'll swatch one of them while you're up close so you can see what I'm talking about, but they crumble in pan and then they're chunky on my finger, so when I drag them across, they're very like fallout just everywhere. It's not necessarily bad to have fallout, it's not necessarily bad to have kick up. That creamy texture though can be a lot when you go to put it on the eye. It's just something I've noticed. And there's another thing I wanted to mention too while I'm on the subject of eyeshadows. I am kind of comparing my Smashbox experience, if you will, against those other two videos, which I'm sure they're like, this vanity needs to be cleaned so bad. There's so much shit on here. Like, it's like, here's my camera, and like, it's literally piled all around. Like, it looks like, oh my God, it's just Paige in front of her vanity. When really it's like Paige is over here, like with one arm and like a foot, like holding up this brick wall pile of garbage. That's really my life. But anyways, when I did the Smashbox, those two, the trio and that big case, I think it was like day 1 and day 3 of my holiday miniseries collection, you know, deciding are they good, are they not. But when I did that series, the first day I did it with the 3 minis, I did not like those shadows. They were just chalky, inconsistent, and I wasn't a fan. But then on the flip side, on day 3, I think it was day 3, when I did that big case of Smashbox, I was like blown away at the difference between those two shadows. So whenever I kind of look at Smashbox shadows, I do feel like there's a discrepancy in quality. I don't know what it is or why it's there, but I do want to address that these reminded me of a very interesting mixture of those two palettes. They leaned a little more on the cheap side with the the trio palette, but then some of these creamy frickin' shimmer shades were like butter and stunning. I just turned into one of those people. Oh my God. So anyways, I wanted to address that. And then now real quick before we do these swatches, let's talk about these highlights, you guys. They are very beautiful. I struggle a little bit about, okay, let me back up. I love this representation of different skin tones. This will be flattering on This would be flattering on an array of different skin tones. There we go. Good job. Brain, you're supposed to use it. I love that there's like this white iridescent one, very reminiscent, if I can find it, of the Alchemist palette by Kat Von D. Stunning shade, one of my favorite. It's like a holographic-y or iridescent thing. I love it. And then you have a lighter yellow gold, a darker, more bronze gold, and then a peachy pink, and then like a true pink. Let's zoom you in and go through these swatches, and I'll give you the shade names, and then we'll start putting some on a face, because that's what we get to do today. Okay, so first up we have the shade Moonstone. Then we have the shade Bliss, which is a nude eye all over lid kind of color. Followed up by Deco, which is a beautiful nude shimmer. Oh. Then we have the shade Nectar right there. Then, appropriately named, we have this copper shine called Penny, Sandstorm, Rose, Antique, which is just like a matte purple, Mink, which is, oh my good lord, stunning, and finally a matte brown in the shade Vintage. And that is the entire studio palette. Now, first up in the highlight palette, we have the shade Pearls Gone Wild. You kind of see the iridescent shift right there. Next up, we have Turn It On in Pearl, then Crank It Up in Pearl as well. Then the first pink shade is Peachy Sheen. And then the last one here is Wicked Switch. And that is the entire shadow, nope, just kidding, highlight palette. Ooh, I feel like these bottom two are not getting the sheen that they deserve on camera. And I'm trying to make sure that you get like a good color. Oh, or nothing. That's cool too. Yeah, I definitely feel like these last two show up a little bit better maybe back here, but this bottom one, when it says Wicked Switch, it kind of goes from this pink and it shifts into more like a gold tone. Super, super beautiful. And then the one above it is just like a light, it literally is, the name of it's Peachy Sheen, and that's all it really is like a light peach color. Of the entire palette, Peachy Sheen is my least favorite. I think that Wicked Switch, the bottom one, would look stunning on the eyes. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. And then I think that these first 3 right here are a good, you know, safe area for me as far as my skin tone. I think that they would be good to mix. I could probably mix the gold and the second one right here and work with the gold and be able to incorporate it that way. I've recently really started trying to play more around with gold tones. I know that paler skin typically isn't supposed to, I should say, not forget my little finger air quotes, but typically it's not, you know, supposed to go there if you have lighter skin because it doesn't look like it belongs there. And my argument to that is, I'm sorry, does purple belong on your lids? Is that a natural thing? Didn't think so, so shut up. It might not look like it's supposed to belong there, but like if you can find a way to make it work and you like it, I'd say write that shit off ticket, call it a day. So let's start putting some shadows down on my face because I'm kind of excited about this. Now, oh, actually, before I do that, I did want to show you guys what I was talking about. Let me zoom you back in. Ugh, I'm an idiot. But let me zoom you guys back in, and I'm going to swatch. Which one do I want to do here? You can kind of see here. Let me show you. So the first thing that I want to show you is you can kind of see it in pan, but the like that bubbled up effect right there, that's kind of what I'm talking about when I say like to swatch in them. So like I do like a 1, 2, 3, right? And you can kind of see, do you see the big chunk in the middle of my finger? That's what I'm talking about. And then you go to swatch and you do kind of get like that chunk right there. Now that right there is a bad example because it did it a lot more. And don't get me wrong, it does swatch off pretty good. Like there's not a ton left, but it does give you like kind of a chunked out swatch and a chunked out pan if you press much into these because they're super creamy. So that was the main thing I wanted to show you. Again, it did it way worse. Of course it always does it worse when like you're actually swatching and the camera's not on and you know, no one believes you. But that's kind of what I'm talking about as far as in swatch. It's just a little bit chunky and it did chunk up in the pan. And I do want to make that known. There are some people that when they see that consistency, they just don't like to work with it. So for that reason, I do like to show you guys that facet of it if that's something that occurs. Just because I know that there are some people that they're like, that means fallout, or that texture might crease on their eye, and then they know to stay away from that kind of palette. Again, it's all personal preference. You might be watching this going, why the hell do I care? Well, the good news is you might not care. But the better news is that you don't have to. That's the best fucking part about this whole thing. So, let's go ahead and put some primer on. Where the hell is my primer? Am I shocked I can't find it? No, no, I'm not. You know, right where everybody keeps their primer. Under the garbage. That's right. I mean, that's not where you keep yours. That's where I keep mine. So, okay, I am going to primer, and then I'm going to go in with the shade Bliss. It is the second shade down. Very skin toned for me, which is perfect. You know, the more that I look at this, I don't think my bronzer looks that bad. And can I also just say real quick, my eyebrows, like, I don't know what happened, but they actually went on decent for how quick they went on. Like, it was a quick situation, and I was like, wow. I was expecting that to go a lot worse. And like this one got some good arch to it. I don't normally do it like that peaked out there, but I was like, okay, not peaked. That's not the right word. Peaked is what I meant to say, but wrong words are cool too. Whatever. You actually got to open the damn shadow page. Good job. My under eye is already creasing. This is going to be a great day. Okay guys, there is actually a ton of freaking fallout in these, like a lot of fallout. And I know that just because that matte shade literally filled like all up in here. It went all over. So I don't normally have to do this, but I am going to go ahead and I'm going to put a big old chunk watch here down under my under eye just to catch any fallout that does appear to fall down. Now normally I can't do this because my eyes, like my skin very specifically, does not like to bake. It's not something it really enjoys, but we're going to do it anyways because the amount of fallout that I am experiencing is terrifying. So let's go ahead and make sure it's really chunked up. Want lots of powder to catch all the nasties. Ooh, I'm looking cute, girl. Next, I do want to start in the crease with this light matte purple shade. I have been listening to you guys and I have been really, wow, that's a lot of freaking powder. But I have been switching up a lot of my eye looks in the last couple of videos, trying to play around with, you know, make it a little more versatile. I want like some wearable. Yes, definitely those will not go away because those are my favorite looks. But I also know that you guys probably want some different options as well. So I'm all for that. And we're getting into fall. So I want to start making it a little darker, a little bit more, you know, I definitely want to embrace that. There is so much kick up in pan and fallout. Holy shit. Now they did say that these are powder shadows and they made that very clear on all the packaging. So Maybe it's like my fault for expecting them to not be quite so powdery. I really enjoy that purple shade. Oh, P.S. you guys, I was actually looking back on the footage that I shot. Well, for me, it was a couple days ago. For you guys, it was probably pretty recent. It was the NARS. It was the NARS Man Ray collection. And something that I noticed in that footage that I probably should address is that the light, I have a lot of light that kind of comes at me from all directions, which in the viewfinder and like what you guys see, it can kind of distort what it really looks like. And I noticed that it looked like this eye on camera, the shadow was uneven or not correct, like in comparison to this eye. So just so you guys know, that's why I try to like move around, and I do try to shift my body and look over here, so you guys get a better rounded idea of what it looks like. But as you guys know, some of you guys even like the fact that I don't shoot in a studio, so that's why I don't have like that even perfect lighting that they all have, that, you know, it lets their shadow and their face actually look the way it looks. Mine usually looks not so good because I have a lot of light that comes down and then comes at me, and it like makes my face look textured, or it makes my foundation look not so hot. This foundation just isn't hot in general, so spoiler alert, you'll know which one it is here soon enough, so I'm not going to tell you, but it's just not that hot. So anyways, that's why if you see me and you're like, why isn't it right? That's why. It is right to me, but to you guys, you're probably like, what the hell? That's why. So anyways, let's move on. So much kick up all over the place. So I thought about doing like maybe the silver on the inside and then the outside, and then putting the pink kind of in the middle. Ooh, this is an option. Who the hell was that? Jar Jar Binks? I'll take it. Okay, so maybe that's what I'm going to do. I definitely do think, based on the fallout and everything I've experienced so far, I am going to need to wet my brush. If not glitter glue, I'm going to try it just with wetting my brush first and kind of stepping into it from there. So let's find the correct brush. That's always the biggest challenge. There you are again, way over there. Over there. I am going to go in, this is again one of my little Harry Potter wand brushes that I got as a gift from one of my friends. Thank you, Gimmer Pet. They're so cute. And it's just a flat top brush, and I'm going to use this to kind of start packing them into my lid, or onto my lid, or around my lid, or however the hell you want to say it. And then I'm going to try, I want to do that first, see how it sits, and then I think I want to incorporate a little bit of the dark brown color on the very bottom down here. Just a tiny bit, but I'm not sure how I want to feather it on yet, so I'm just trying to like play with that a little. Alright, so that's where we're at so far with the purple. I know it looks a little bit crazy, but now we're going to go ahead and add in that pink shimmer right there, and we're going to hope that this goes the way I want it to, because if it doesn't, it might look a little bit crazy. By the way, can we just talk about the level of fallout though that I'm dealing with right now? Insane. Okay, so that's kind of where we're sitting right now, which is like gorgeousness. I actually really like that. Okay, so now we're gonna go in. This is just a Morphe M507. It's like a nice little pointed brush here, and I want to dab into that light purple that we used as a crease color, and I want to use that to blend out the edges of this first. And then once I have that done, I'm going to go ahead and dip into that dark brown, and I'm going to use that to kind of finish deepening up this entire look. Alright, now I'm going to take the lighter one that I set my entire face with, and I want to buff out the harshness of all that brown and just make it a little bit more blendy with a big fluffy brush. Alright, now I'm going to do something just because I feel like we're already here, so I might as well. I do want to take that very, very first shade. It's like a almost kind of shimmery, and I want to take and put that under my brow bone. I want to look at it as a highlight, see if I like it first, and then if I don't, I have another idea. So let's go ahead and pop that up there. Yeah, I think it looks okay, but it's not my favorite. It's more of like a matte look, so I actually want to take it then as part number 2, and I want to use it and blend it down into this eye look and make it look a little bit more like contrast right there. I want it to look like there's less dark in that area, if that makes sense. Because the one thing that I love to do, and a lot of like YouTubers and stuff I know, or even makeup people in general, won't necessarily agree with me on this, but I love the creation of like a more negative space up under my brow, because I have, because I have super, super hooded eyes. It just helps my eyes kind of pop forward a lot more when I do put like a really emphasized, you know, highlight on my brow bone. I know it might sound a little bit weird right now, and it probably looks a little weird because you're super close and I look like this, but it'll make a little bit more sense once I get everything blended out, I promise. Now I'm also gonna take, again, just for a little bit of like extra oomph, I wanna take that first shade that, again, slightly like not quite shiny, but not quite, you know, nothing either. And I wanna take just a little tiny bit of that just on my finger and pop it right dead center on top of that pink and kind of give that a little bit more grab, because I don't want this look to fall flat. A good thing about this first color that I'm like popping on the center right now is that you can kind of like, it's not opaque, but it's not nothing either. It's almost like it just like glazed the pink. You can still see the pink through it and the pink look gorgeous, but it looks like emphasized and it's, I'm living. That looks exactly what I wanted. Child, oh girl, we might be living. You guys, that looks so pretty. Is that, am I the only one that thinks that that's pretty? Like, look at me, I'm like, am I the only one? Give me compliments. I need the compliment. All right, I wanted to zoom you guys out for a second. We're gonna stop touching the eyes for right this moment because I want to get into this highlight. I wanna dust this powder off and all the friggin' fallout that goes with it. Sweet baby Jesus, deliver me. There is so much, you guys. But everything is all good now, so that's awesome. Now I want to start, like I said, going in a little. Let's close this up before I break it. And let's stumble in a little bit to this highlight set. Why is everything falling? Now, initially, my first reaction, of course, would be the whitest one. That does have a little bit of shimmer to it, like a little bit of iridescence. So I don't know if that's the one I want to play with today, which is odd for me. But it also would pull nice purple vibes from there. So maybe what we should do is try just like a little tiny bit of it. Actually, from what I hear, this is a great one. The Morphe Y14, I hear this is a very nice highlight brush, so let's try that. I kind of want to try like this gold shade and maybe work my way up. So let's grab some, oh my God, that's a lot of product. Oh my gosh. Oh, but it all taps off. Oh my God, I hate that so much. All right, so let's go ahead, let's try this gold and let's see what we think. Why is there nothing? Okay, there's such a light shine. Like, I'm not getting any vibes. Hold on. Okay, I just zoomed you guys back in so we can both, like, see what I'm looking at here, which is almost nothing. Okay, let's try a fan brush. Sometimes that's the problem here. Normally I would use this guy, but he doesn't exactly fit. So let's, like, we're going to do a little bit of this. Okay, something like that. Oh, that's much better. You know what? I actually wonder. I'm like, here, I want to wipe it through all, like both of those. I'm going to do that. I'm wiping it through both of these shades. Oh shit, I got some of the pink one. I don't want the pink. Okay, so we're just going to do it like this. All right, so I'm not living for this highlight. Let me try one more fan brush. Let's try my tiny little, this is my Sigma, right? Yeah, my Sigma strobing fan. It's an F42. And let's try this. Maybe what I need here is a little bit more compactedness. So I'm just taking, again, I'm going into both of these, though, this one and this one, and we're just trying to feather it on and see if we can make this look any more intense. Okay, that might have been the deal right there. I think it needed less bristles and less surface area because now we've got some pigment. I also want to try, while I'm at it, I mean, what could go wrong? I want to try spraying it. Some people are all against this. Some people don't mind. I think it really does all depend. Now this might very well take my foundation off. That has happened to me before. So I kind of like to let the brush air dry a little bit. I don't know if I live for it. I like it, but I do feel like I had to build it up a butt ton. And like blend it down into my blush is a little difficult. Like you can actually see the line where it stops right there. And that's a little frustrating. I feel like it's not wanting to meld with all the other products on my face. And it's giving me like this weird like patch right here of highlight where I wouldn't normally have highlight. So I want to take the same brush, let's clean it off. And I want to go into just this white one up here and try that on my other cheek and see if we like that one. Boy, am I going to look fun today. 2 different colors. Go me. Got it good and coated on the brush. I do like that shade. I think that it goes on a little bit nicer, a little more pigmented than these ones did. Just my opinion though. Let me go ahead. I think I am going to go with these guys. mainly because this is a little bit of a lot of purple that goes with that. So let me go ahead. I'm going to finish up my highlight and put my liner, all that good shit on. I'll come back on and then we'll do some final thoughts. Holy bejesus, when I tell you that this has been a ride, you guys. Like literally, that just took me so long. I was like, oh, I love this look. I'd love to try a wing. So then I tried a wing. Well, then I have the shakes, right? Because I always have the shakes now. Thank you, medication. So then I have the shakes. So then my wings go all over the damn place. So then I try to wipe those off. Then, my God, was that a nightmare? Now, hold on one second. Let me zoom you in just a little bit. I just want you to get a better shot of the eyes. I did finish them off. I put a little tight liner on top. It might look a little crazy because it's been a minute, but I was going for like a smudgy, smoky kind of liner effect. I really wanted to like allow the pop in the middle of the halo eye to like out. And then on the bottom lower lashes, I went into the palette here and I took the dark brown shade right up to the lower lash line, like real tight to the lashes, and then I actually smoked that out with this medium gold shade right here, just on the lower part of it. I wanted to like allow it to be a little nice and sultry, give it a little something without like overpowering because there's already so much. I did do a white rim liner right there because it needed something to lighten it up a little bit. And then on the lips, I went in with this Pat McGrath. It is their Matte Trance in the shade OMI, which is this guy right here. It's just a nice little red undertone nude kind of color. And then in the dead center of the lip, I put a little bit of the Please Me MAC lip gloss, or lip glass, I'm sorry, lip glass, right in the center to just kind of pop it out a little bit and give it a little something something. But overall, you guys, that is the eye look. Oh my God, could I do one of these? Where they've got like the music playing in the background and it's like da 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 da. Okay, I can't do that. It makes me hate myself a little too much. But anyways, I'm not one of those people. I can't take that seriously. Like I don't mind that they do it. Why are my eyes watering? Anyways, it doesn't bother me that they do it. I'm always just like, yeah, that's not for me. Let's talk about these palettes. Now, I have some thoughts and I wish that they were better. I feel really bad for saying this, you guys. First of all, these is like, when I'm working with a shadow, I always evaluate, I don't want to say based on price, but I do kind of keep that in the back of my mind as I work with them. And I feel like both of these are lacking quality. Okay, do I have highlight on my face? Yes. Do I have eyeshadow on my eyes? Yes. Did I enjoy working with them? Honestly, I have to be honest and say no, I didn't. I am covered, like I personally am covered. There was so much kick up and fallout that my entire shirt, which by the way is like a black tank top, like I'm not lying, and I'm covered head to toe, and my vanity area is covered. Like there was so much powder. Again, you guys know I love a little bit of kick up and pan. I love it. I think that it makes for a great, beautiful, buildable shadow, but all it did in this case was go literally everywhere. It did not make for an easier application. It did not make for a better use. And if you're going to put kick up in a pan or make a powdery shadow, that's fine, but there needs to be kind of a means to an end with it. Unfortunately for me, these were more the quality of what I found in the Trio palette from my holiday miniseries and not in the big palette. They were just super powdery, and at the end, did they build? Yeah, I mean, they built okay, but even now, like as I get close to my eye and I look, they're definitely powdering off. They're not staying very well. The pink in the center didn't stay as vibrant. The color I put over top of it did not stay lustrous. You know, these are things that I look for in shadows, and as I was continuously screwing up my liner, I kept being amazed at how the beautiful like pop that my eyes originally had versus even what they have now is significantly diminished, and that I have an issue with. As far as the highlight palette go, you know, it goes rather. I don't hate it. I just don't love it. I had a huge issue with these highlights. I don't feel like they were popping enough. After I set my face, I feel like I actually lost 100% of the glitz and glimmer of them. I did have it built up. I ended up going in with those two I originally did. Then I even went in with that holographic one to try and give it some kind of pop. And it was there for like a second. I set my face and now it's gone. And that is an issue for me. I know that Smashbox does make great products. I don't know why. For some reason, I feel like whenever they put them in a set of some kind that's supposed to be good, why they're not so good. I don't know what the problem is here, but I did not enjoy either of these, you guys, and it's just my honest opinion. If you love them, I would be super curious to know why and what you loved about them, because it's entirely possible that we can have two totally different experiences. But I just, for me, ugh, huge pass. I just realized how insanely like how smudged this eye is with my liner. I kind of love it. Is that weird? Like, when my eyeliner is like the smudgiest and like smolderiest that it could possibly be, sometimes I really live for it. And like right now is one of those minutes where I'm like when I gave you guys this, I have a feeling it doesn't look too good, but I look at it and I'm just like, damn, you go, girl. Okay, you guys, that is it for this video. I hope that it was helpful, and I always hate it when I have to talk so, like, shittily about a product, but you know what? It's real life, and that's kind of how we roll around here, because I'm not gonna lie, because I'm not that kind of person. So, I hope that this was helpful. I hope that you enjoyed a little bit of variance in this region, a little something different. Let me know in the comments, is that something that you guys like? You know, a little bit of variance here and there. Of course, I don't have any problem continuing to do my everyday looks, but every once in a while, like you guys said, it'd be kind of cool to zhuzh it up a little, give me something a little different. So, let me know. I did attempt a wing, but like, that was not a good minute. Note to self, don't shake like a coke fiend when you're trying to do a wing, because it literally went ting, ting, ting. It was all over. It looked like I had spider veins coming out. I almost was like Halloween tutorial and just started squiggling because I was irritated as shit, but I was like, no, calm down. Finish your review, do your life. So anyways, you guys, down in the description box, you will see all of my social media handles, the Facebook, which you know you need to go add and find. One of you said I needed to calm down when I talked and talk a little slower. You are right. I just heard it. That was very fast. I apologize. I kind of get, and then I go, and then I don't even catch myself. So you were right, and I apologize again. So go down there, find those handles, add me, do all the fun stuff. I hope that you have a great day, night, weekend, whatever. I hope that you enjoyed this and that it was helpful. And yeah, reach down in the comments. Let me know if there's anything that you are curious about or looking at or want me to look at or want me to check out and put my fingers on, because that's my favorite. I'll talk to you guys all later. Take one. I think I'm so funny.